Today, we're diving into a really dark tale, one that comes straight from the endless sea. It's a story all about this intense, singular obsession, a prize that seems beyond imagination, and, well, the absolutely horrifying price of unchecked desire. And it all kicks off with this really haunting invitation. It's like a whisper on the waves, promising you everything you could ever want. But in reality, it only delivers doom. This one voice is what sets our entire story into motion. So let's meet our main character. He's a hunter, and he's out there navigating the really treacherous depths of the endless sea. But he isn't just drifting around aimlessly. No. He's driven by one single, all-consuming purpose: to hunt down and capture a legendary creature.
And this is his target, the Siren. Now you gotta understand, she's way more than just some monster. The source material actually describes her as a being whose tricks are, and I quote, as cunning as the devil himself. Her greatest weapon? It's her voice. It just ensnares the minds of sailors, luring them straight to their destruction. So she represents this incredible paradox: unimaginable wealth on one hand, and ultimate absolute peril on the other.
So what's driving this guy? Well, it's complicated. On one hand, he totally sees himself as a hero, right? The guy who can finally end the curse that plagues these waters. But then, on the other hand, there's this incredibly powerful pull of greed. He wants to make a fortune beyond my wildest dreams. He's literally caught between being a savior and just a profiteer. And that fortune he's dreaming of, oh, it's not just some vague idea of getting rich. It's fantastically specific. We're not just talking about a simple bounty here. No, every single part of the Siren's corpse holds this immense value. Her scales, her bones, her very essence. Each piece is worth more than gold. This whole thing, it's not just a hunt. It's a full-blown treasure quest. But here's the thing. This hunt isn't just a physical challenge. Not at all. The real battle, that takes place inside the hunter's own mind. And that's where the Siren's true power really starts to show itself. And man, this search is just excruciatingly long. Days just bleed into weeks, and then those weeks stretch into agonizing months. The total isolation of being on the endless sea starts to grind him down. And his thoughts? They start to drift away from all that glory and gold. And instead, they turn to what he left behind: his family. And this is where we really see his vulnerability. His whole ambition is fueled by this image of a heroic homecoming. He keeps picturing his son just waiting there for his father's victorious return. That love, it becomes the absolute pillar of his endurance. But, and this is crucial, it's also his greatest weakness. And the Siren, oh, she knows his weakness. She's not going to fight him with brute force. Why would she? Instead, she just infiltrates his mind. She weaponizes his most cherished memories. She literally toys with my dreams, twisting that love for his family into a tool for pure psychological torture. But then, everything changes. After all those months of torment and searching, the moment the hunter has been waiting for, it finally arrives. The end feels like it's right there, just in sight. At long last, you can just feel the relief. The endless waiting, it's over. All that suffering is finally about to pay off. He sees her, right there on the coast, the creature from his nightmares, and she's finally within his grasp. And just overwhelmed with pride, he strikes. He actually declares his own name out loud, to cement his identity as the great hunter, the hero who finally conquered the Siren. This is it. This is his moment of ultimate victory. Or so he thinks. And this is where the story takes its absolutely brutal, tragic turn. All that triumph just dissolves in an instant, and it's replaced by a reality that is so much more horrifying than any monster he could have imagined. The second his weapon finds its mark, the whole illusion just shatters. The realization, and the source material puts it perfectly, crashes upon me like a relentless wave. All that joy, it just turns to confusion, and then to absolute gut-wrenching dread. Because it was never the Siren, it was his own son. Standing right there on the shore, just waiting for his father to come home, the very person whose memory fueled this whole quest has now become the victim of it. The Siren's illusion, it was absolutely perfect. So, with the hunter completely broken, his whole world destroyed, the true victor, she finally reveals herself. The game is over, and the Siren has won, without ever even laying a hand on him. And now we hear her voice again. But this time, it's not some alluring whisper. No, this is a declaration of victory. And she explains her whole method perfectly. See, she doesn't drown men in water. She lets their own desires, their own greed and ambition entomb them in her shadow. The trap was always inside them. And with that final chilling statement, she claims her domain. She claims her identity. She's not just some creature in the sea. She is the mistress of it, a master manipulator of the human heart. And the hunter? He never even stood a chance. So that brings us to the final haunting question, doesn't it? In the end, who was the real monster here? Was it the cunning Siren who so expertly manipulated a man's love and greed? Or was it the hunter himself, whose own obsession drove him to sacrifice the one thing he was supposedly fighting for? It's a tragedy that, when you think about it, wasn't just born of deception, but of the darkness we can all find within ourselves.